Hello and welcome to Devil's Advocate. As the Indian government takes its time responding to Taslima Nasrin's application for citizenship, how does she respond to her critics? Those are the two issues I shall tackle today in an interview with Taslima Nasrin. Ms. Nasrin, you recently said, "I would like to be known more as an activist who can influence society than as a writer." Are you trying to change the world?
Yes, I have a dream. I dream of a beautiful world where no woman will be oppressed.
Okay. You've also said something else which I find very perplexing. You've said, if you want to be a human being, a good person, you have to first be bad in this society's eyes. Are you suggesting that good people defy society, they defy its values and its conventions, and therefore they are considered bad?
Yeah, I think so.
And are you a bad person in that sense?
Yeah,
You defy society
yeah,
and you defy its conventions,
yeah,
and you enjoy doing so.
yeah.
Your critics say that this is just posturing. They say Taslima Nasrin says things, she does things, she adopts positions to attract attention and give herself publicity.
No, it's not true.
Are your critics being unfair?
Yeah.
All right, let's begin by talking about some of the things you've said about Islam. You've said, it's not true that Islam is good for humanity. It's not at all good. Islam completely denies human rights. And then later, elsewhere, you've written about what you call the venomous snake of Islam. How do you justify these extreme views?
You know, if any religion keeps people in ignorance, if any religion allows the people to persecute other people of different faith, and if any religion keeps women in slavery, then I can't accept that religion.
You're saying Islam does all of that?
Yeah.
But the truth, Taslima Nasrin, is that all over the world, Islam is recognized as a religion that perhaps has done more for women's rights than any other in the area of education, inheritance, even giving them a legal identity in their marriage.
No, it's not true. There is no equality between men and women in marriage, divorce, child custody, and inheritance.
Oh,
under
surely,
Islam.
in Islam, for instance, just to take inheritance, women have a right to inherit. It's an inalienable right. Again, in Islam, a woman in a marriage is a legal entity of her own. The marriage itself is not just a sacrament, it's a contract.
Yeah, but women do not get equality. Women get half of the property than their brothers get.
Can I put something to you? As someone who was born a Muslim, you know that the fault really lies in the way Islam is interpreted or the way Islam is enforced. But by blaming Islam itself, which is what you're doing, aren't you pandering to the Western world's present prejudice with Islam?
Of course not. I criticize Islam, and also I criticize Christianity, Judaism. I criticize Hinduism because women are oppressed by all religions. All religions are anti-women. Religions were made for men, and men made religions for their own fun, for their own interest.
So you're the enemy of all religions.
Yes?
When I say enemy, should I in fact be saying, do you hate religion?
You know, there are many people who believe in religion. I do not hate those people. I consider them as human beings. But they believe in religion. I know that religion itself is against women. It's not only the fundamentalists. So, religion actually was created by men for their own interest. Yeah, it's you know, some people can believe in religion. I don't object it, but the thing is that we should not practice religion because it's against humanity, against humanism, against human rights, against women's rights, against freedom of expression.
You're going even further than Marx ever went. Marx described religion as the sigh of the oppressed creature, as the heart of a heartless world, as the soul of soulless conditions. You're saying something quite different. You're saying it's against humanity.
It's against humanity.
And you don't say this for effect.
Yeah, because, you know, if women are oppressed by all religions, and if you do not believe in women's rights, then you do not believe in human rights, then you do not believe in humanism.
But your critics say that you're only saying this to attract attention, that you're only saying this to give yourself publicity, to make yourself
I don't need
controversial.
publicity. I don't need publicity. It's a dangerous thing to say. You know, the fundamentalists issued fatwa against me. They set price on my head, and I couldn't live in my own country. I had to live in exile for more than 12 years.
So you sincerely believe all these things?
I sincerely believe
all right,
these
let's
things.
come to something else the critics say. Let's come to your autobiographies. You've gone out of your way in your autobiographies to give explicit details of your sexual liaisons without consulting the other party and without caring about the other party's right of privacy. How do you justify that, except on the grounds of providing, forgive me, cheap titillation?
You know, I wrote my autobiography, and I wanted to tell everything, what happened to me, everything. So.
But what about the other party? Doesn't the other party have a right to some privacy? You're telling
They didn't tell me that they need privacy.
Do they need to tell you?
Yeah.
Do people, when
or
they
if they told me, I would not have listened to them. If they cheated me, if they exploited me, why should I hide that?
But did they exploit you? They made love to you. They didn't expect that to be revealed to the world.
Why shouldn't I? I wanted to.
Is it ethical?
I think so.
Or was it simply done to attract attention to the book?
No, I don't need any to attract attention.
You see, it's not just people's privacy that you've invaded. You've also compromised third parties. For instance, in one of your autobiographies, you reveal that Said Shamsul Haq told you that he was having a relationship with his sister-in-law. That poor woman perhaps didn't want the world to know, but you've trampled all over her rights by revealing it.
You know, I only mentioned the things what was important to me.
Why was this important to you?
Because first time I heard that one big man whom I considered my idol, or who was a big writer that I respected, whom I respected very much, and he was saying that he was having sex with that woman or this woman, he wanted to do that thing or this thing that I actually couldn't imagine. So
quite right. You wanted to teach him a lesson, or you wanted to pay him back in his own coin, but as a result, you've compromised the poor sister-in-law. She may have wanted privacy, she may have wanted secrecy, she may not have wanted the world to know that she was having a relationship with her brother-in-law. You've done that
I had
for her.
no intention to embrace her.
But you've done it.
No, I did my things. I was writing my autobiography, so I have to tell everything that I knew was truth, and I had to tell the truth.
All right, you say you had to tell the truth, in which case, why did you settle out of court with Hasmat Jalal? When Hasmat Jalal first accused you of writing fantasy and fiction, you retorted that he was speaking a pack of lies. And yet when he took you to court, you settled out of court,
No.
you agreed to remove his name, you agreed to in fact expunge large sections of the description of your relationship with him. Why?
It was actually done by my publisher, and
You could have refused.
I refused that.
So you mean they did it without your permission?
No, it was they changed the name. Already his name was known, and he filed case against me.
But in addition to changing the name, large sections of description of your relationship with him was expunged.
No.
It says so in the Hindu newspaper,
It is
19th of
false.
December
It is
2003.
false.
It's false.
It's false.
You've never corrected it. You've never denied it.
I did that in the Bengali newspaper.
Why not in English?
So they didn't ask me.
All right. At least you changed the name. If you believe what you were doing was justifiable and that you were telling the truth, why change the name?
I didn't want to change the name, but it was publishers' pressure that I had to change the name.
Why did you give in to pressure?
I didn't want to, but the publisher censored my my book a lot.
Without your permission?
Without my permission.
Did you consider taking the publishers to court?
I did not. And I don't think that it is a compromise. Still, there are lots of books of mine which are banned by Bangladesh
Your books
government.
may be banned, but I'm talking about the
Also,
principle of revealing people's personal details, of invading their privacy. I put it to you that your critics say Taslima Nasrin only does this to titillate, to attract attention, to
no,
create
it's not
controversy.
true. No, it is not true.
All
I
right?
have.
Let me quote to you then another sentence from your autobiography, which people say is proof that she only writes to attract attention. You say, I think a woman can maintain her chastity even after maintaining sexual relationships with 10 men.
Yeah.
Now, that may sound clever, it may be catchy, but it's meaningless.
No, it's not meaningless. Actually, what I said that honesty. One person can be honest. One woman can be
There's
honest.
a difference between honesty and chastity. Chastity is not a state of mind, it's a physical state.
You know, there is a word in Bengali which is shat, means honest, and shoti means chaste woman. So there is no word for man in that sense. So I related the word shat and shoti. Shat means honest. So one woman can be honest after having relations, sexual relation with 10 men.
You know, you sound a bit like Humpty Dumpty. He said, I use words to mean what I want them to mean. You have every right to do that as an author. The problem is, it becomes very difficult to communicate and almost impossible to understand. If you keep using words in this way, you're simply playing with them.
No. Actually, you don't know Bengali. If you knew Bengali, you would understand that there is the two words sound the same, like shat and shoti.
Your critics say that Taslima Nasrin is her own worst enemy.
I don't think so. Critics can say anything.
They're wrong.
I know what I am doing, and I'm telling the truth. I want to change the society. I want to make women conscious about their rights and freedom. I want to, I don't want any religious law. I don't want any patriarchal system.
Let's then take a break at that point, and let's come back and talk about your relationship with the Indian government. Why are you being denied a right to be an Indian citizen? We'll be back in a moment's time. See you after the break. Welcome back to Devil's Advocate and an interview with Taslima Nasrin. Ms. Nasrin, let's turn to your application to become an Indian citizen. It's almost 2 years since you applied, and even so, you haven't as yet got a decision. And in the meantime, your visa is only extended 6 months at a time. Do you think you're being treated fairly?
I don't think so.
Why?
Because, the most of the people in this country, as far as I know, want me to be a citizen of India. I was persecuted in my country. I had to live in exile for more than 12 years. And my language is Bengali. I love to live in Bengal. I love to live in India. And it's humane to allow me to live in India.
For 2 years, the government hasn't given you a decision. How much tension, how much unhappiness has that caused you?
Yeah, I am unhappy, and it's really not a very good condition that I'm living in.
So you live in tension?
I live in tension. So at any time, maybe I have to leave this country. So where would I go? So always I'm
The other thing is, they won't give you a visa for more than 6 months at a time. Businessmen can get visas for a year or more, but they only give you extensions of 6 months. Is that unfair?
It's fair or unfair, I don't know, but I am unhappy with the way I have been treated by Indian government.
In March, you told PTI that the holdup was because the West Bengal government hadn't given a letter recommending that you should be made an Indian citizen. Why is the West Bengal government dragging its feet?
I think that the that the West Bengal government banned my book because they wanted to make Muslims of West Bengal happy. So maybe if I live in West Bengal, then the Muslims would not be happy with the West Bengal government.
So it's become a political issue.
So it became a political issue, I think.
Have you raised this with Buddhadev Bhattacharya?
I tried to meet him, but it is impossible to meet him.
He refused?
He refused.
Will you try again?
I will try again.
But are you trying with confidence, or are you only trying because you think you have to keep trying?
I have to keep trying. I love to live in India because it's important for me to live in India.
In the meantime, the All India Ittihad Council has announced a bounty of 5 lakhs for your life. Do you feel safe in India?
It's not safe, but I love to live in India. I would live in India if I get any chance to live in India.
But are you scared that some fundamentalist might come and shoot you? That some madman might come and shoot you because there is a 5 lakh bounty on your head?
It can happen anywhere in the world. Fundamentalists are everywhere in the world. When I was living in Bangladesh, the fundamentalists could kill me at any moment, but I wanted to live in Bangladesh. I was thrown out of Bangladesh. And when I was living in Europe, I got security, but still fundamentalists could kill me there. You know, Theo van Gogh was killed in Amsterdam.
So you're not scared that a fundamentalist will come and kill you in Calcutta because there's a bounty on your head?
No, I'm not scared.
The paradox is today, the situation in Bangladesh is changing dramatically. Democracy is being revived, jihadists are being arrested, even killed, and people are breathing freely again. How do you regard those changes in your home country?
I think it's temporary.
Temporary?
Yeah.
You don't think this is the beginning of a change in Bangladesh?
It's, I like to think that it's a beginning of change, but who would come in the power? The same old political parties who are pro-fundamentalists, who use Islam for their own interest to get votes from the ignorant masses. They would come in the power and they would never allow me to go to my own country.
So you're saying Bangladesh will only change when the leaders of the Awami League and the leaders of the Bangladeshi National Party are actually removed from politics altogether and new people, new blood comes in?
Yeah, I think so. A revolution is needed.
A revolution. Let me quote you what the editor of the Bangladesh paper, the Daily Star, wrote on the 21st of March about you. He says, "It is time that the state moves to reinstate the rights of a woman who has been wronged for 13 years. She belongs here whether or not you like it."
Yeah. It's wonderful. I felt so happy that somebody supported me in Bangladesh. But
this is one lonely voice.
On lonely voice.
This is not enough to make you want to go back.
No.
So India has to be your home because till the foreseeable future, Bangladesh is not safe.
I think so.
And so you say to the Indian government, let me stay here, give me a longer visa, please make me a citizen.
Yeah, I like to say that.
Regardless of the fact that your critics say she's posturing and she's only doing this for effect.
That's false.
Taslima Nasrin, a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.